I just got to the point where I absolutely hated my business. Like, I was really quite over it. So that's where I was at when I got recommended to David in Abundance Globe. Once I joined, I remember, probably David still does too, the initial interview when we came and sat with him, and I was really skeptical. My husband even more so, because he's sick of me spending money on things. I think I sat there and cried for probably the first 15 minutes. It was just like, I can't do this anymore. And David was very kind, and we sort of talked through everything. The biggest thing I realized once we got onboarded was that we weren't alone. There was so many other people that felt exactly the same way or had similar challenges. And as much as part of me knew that, it's still nice to actually see it. You know, and when we got together and came for the events, and it was just like, oh, thank goodness, like, it's not just me. That was a real, like, it's just such a relief. It was such a relief. And then we started to work through some of the details. A lot of stuff I'd already had in place, the systems and structures and, you know, the scalable sort of stuff and the growth stuff. But it was like trying to find a way where Nick was really good to help us go through the P&L and the balance sheet and tidy all of that up. And no one had done that with us before. Even, oh, don't even get me started with like accountants. My God, like, that's just a whole other thing. But yeah, that was probably the part we wanted and needed the most, was to be really clean and clear on our financials, not to be scared of them, to be able to have like that monthly reporting thing was amazing. I still do it now, even though I'm years out. It was such a good lesson. My husband calls me a course junkie, lovingly, but you know, he believes it. And I said, well, thank you. And that's what's gotten me to this point. And so he was very skeptical, as I said, like when we came along, he's like, oh my God, here we go again, trying to find, can't you just do it yourself? And it's like, if I could do it myself, I would have already done it. So spending the money obviously was one of the biggest things, because we were already like not as profitable as what we needed to be. Things were really tight, but it was certainly, looking back now, it was such a great investment because it helped us stay focused on what we wanted and where we wanted to go. It really gave us the strength and the conviction to keep going and to be able to quickly pivot, to be able to get the results we needed and still stay focused. This is what I'm going for. This is what I'm going. Interestingly enough, the biggest thing for us was exiting the business and creating a new life. And for some people, they were in a different phase, they were in growth phase or, you know, whatever. And for us, it was never, ever about that. It was like, get me the hell out of this thing. So the joy of being on the other side of that now and go, I did it. We did it. This is the goal. This is what we worked for. This is what we focused on, even through the tears, the tantrums, the all of it. It's like, we couldn't be happier. We're fitter, we're healthier. We just feel like a gazillion dollars and are so happy and proud of ourselves that we were brave enough to do it. I think for someone that's maybe on the fence about whether or not they should invest their time, their money, their energy into joining AG, it's a huge commitment financially, obviously, but also just mentally. You have to really want it. You've got to want the change from where you are, whatever's going on for you, and you've got to commit yourself to it. You know, I mean, I threw myself in head first. So I think that's probably first and foremost. And then it doesn't necessarily need to be if the pain is bad enough that it's forcing them to do it. Sometimes it can be everything's really great. You know, business is great. Business is going well, but there's something missing, or I'm not where I want to be. So whatever it is from that perspective, it's probably a bit of inner searching. Do the inner work, do some searching on it. You know, watch as many testimonials as you need to and get a feel for it, whether or not you think it's right. And then reach out to people if you need to as well. You know, reach out to the testimonial people if you need to. Reach out to the AG team. Talk to them more to make sure that you're making the right decision for you. So for us, it was absolutely the right decision, and we're so grateful. Yes, I was, so nervous about spending more money. I was like, oh, but it was really worth it. And I'm super, super grateful and feel very blessed that after that hellish time of COVID where my world fell apart, we're here. We're living our life. We're overseas, and we've already travelled to Vietnam and Malaysia and Japan skiing in January, and we're off to Canada skiing this Christmas. So we couldn't be happier. Like, we're just like, oh, so good. So good. So make the decision and just do it if that's what's right for you.